Today I'm going to be showing you a foolproof summer makeup routine using drugstore makeup. I think there's something special about doing a full face of drugstore makeup because all the products are so easy to access, they're obviously more affordable, but you still get that gorgeous, reliable result with these products. I'm so excited to share with you the combo that I have in front of me. So we're just going to get right into it. When it comes to summertime, I want to have a little bit of a glowy base, but for me, I also need my base to last a long time, which will come in a minute when I tell you what my foundation choice is. But we're gonna start with making our skin look really healthy using the Maybelline Instant Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. I have mine in the shade 00 Fair Light. And I'm gonna start by applying this on the outside of the face. I'm gonna focus it on like the high points. So kind of in a C shape around the brow here, along the jaw. And since it's summertime and I do tend to get more oily in the T-zone, I'm actually gonna skip the T-zone for today. I'm just gonna take my sponge and kind of press that into the skin. It's been so long since I've used this product and I absolutely love it. So for foundation, a lot of people like to use obviously like tinted moisturizers in the summer, so just use whatever you love. But for me, I like to take a long wear foundation and just use less. I find that using a small amount of a long wear foundation really helps with the longevity of my makeup throughout the hot summer months. So I'm going to be using one of my most tried and true drugstore foundations. It's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. I have mine in the shade 420 Ivory. Oh wait, no, it's True Beige. 420 True Beige. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of this on the back of my hand. I did about one pump. And I'm gonna pick this up on a brush and really work it into the back of my hand. And then I'm gonna start on the areas that I want most coverage, which for me is the cheeks. I get the most redness there. So I'm just gonna start kind of stippling this into the skin. And then I'm bringing what's left forward and going into the T-zone, just using what's left. I find that that really helps to make it look like I'm not really wearing too much. So I'm just continuing to pick it up from the back of my hand and then just kind of stipple it into the areas that have a bit of redness. I'm gonna drag it down the neck as well. And I don't need it to be super full coverage for this summer look. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And then I'm gonna pick up what's left on the back of my hand with my sponge and then go over everything one more time, just to make sure it's super evenly distributed and that there's no brush marks that are visible on the skin. You guys know how much I love the NYX Bear With Me concealer serum. I find that this actually has great longevity for me, even though it's a little bit more of a hydrating formula. For me, it still lasts long. So I'm gonna take some of this and I put it on my hand first and then pick it up with my sponge. And then I'm just gonna take this and kind of just start to spot conceal the areas that I want a little brighter. So under my eyes is my priority. And I don't really see any major blemishes that I feel like I need a lot of coverage on, maybe a little bit right here. I'm gonna take what's left and kind of go on this inner portion of the eyelid to cancel out that blue there. But other than that, I feel like things are where I want them to be. I don't want my complexion to look like or feel like I have a lot of makeup on. So I'm trying to just be, slow and make sure I'm not overdoing it anywhere. So I really like how it's looking right now. To make sure that my base makeup stays in place, I'm gonna use a little bit of a translucent powder. I love this one from Wet n Wild. It's like $5 and it's so good. It's the Photo Focus Loose Setting Powder. So I'm just gonna take this on a small brush to start, and we're gonna set the under eyes with this. When it comes to summer makeup that I need to last all day, I like when it leans a little bit more on the matte side to start, because in the heat and when my natural oils start to come through, that will naturally add a little bit of a dewiness. So I like to kind of keep it more on the matte side when I'm first done with doing my makeup. That way it doesn't look too glowy after a couple of hours. Taking a larger, fluffier brush with the same exact powder, and I'm just gonna gently press that on the sides of the face as well so that I don't lose the coverage there throughout the day. I think the step that I'm usually the most excited for, especially in summer, is bronzer. I've been really enjoying the L'Oreal bronzer if you're looking for something that would be available at Walmart, but I wanted to use this one even though it's not technically drugstore because it's still very affordable. And there's just something about it that I really love, and it's new from ColourPop. This is the matte bronzer in the shade Avila Beach. I'm really loving this right now. So I'm gonna take this on a large brush and just start applying it all over the face, starting with the cheeks. And I like using a larger brush for this because I'm not trying to be precise with sculpting or anything. I'm just trying to add warmth all over the skin. I'm going across the nose as well. And then we're gonna add this to the forehead, just anywhere that the sun would naturally hit. I also like to kind of throw it into the crease with the large brush. Not only does it cut down the time that you spend doing an eyeshadow look, but it also just naturally contours the natural contours of your face. without you even trying. So I'm going to take what's left and go along the jawline, and then also take that down the neck. And then I always like to take the brush I used with the powder and just buff over the edges to make sure it's very seamless. Okay, I'm loving how things are looking. We are going to play around with some blush, and I'm loving coral blush right now, and one of my favorite coral blushes at the moment is actually a drugstore. I've talked about this for a while now. It's the Milani Coral Cove Rose Powder Blush. It's stunning. And then I recently used this Coral Peach Cream Cheek lip color from Honest Beauty based off of one of your guys' recommendations, and I am really enjoying both. So I thought I would use maybe 2 blushes today. So I'm going to start with the cream blush and dip the bottom of my sponge into it, and then just go on the back of my hand to spread it out. And I'm just going to smile and apply that to the apples of the cheeks. So that's the first option. You could obviously just wear this by itself, but I did want to layer because I love a pop of blush right now. I think it looks so fresh for summer. So then I'm going to go in with the Milani blush and go right over top of that. I'm also going to kind of carry it into the eyelid a little, across the nose a tiny bit. I think it looks so pretty. I love this color so much. I'm just going to stipple over that with the powder brush. Okay, now we're going to move to brows. I'm going to use my favorite brow pencil from the drugstore, which is the Milani Precision Brow Pencil. Okay, so brows are filled in, and for me, when it comes to an eye look, I'm not going to really do much at all. I'm just going to kind of take what's left on the bronzer brush and just throw that in the crease. And then I'm just going to pop on some mascara. And my favorite mascara for the summertime from the drugstore is definitely the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I just find that this doesn't smudge or flake. This is not the waterproof version, and I still find that it lasts all day long, even in the heat. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the top and bottom lashes. If you're going to be in water or near water, I would suggest using like a super tubing mascara. So the Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara is more of a tubing mascara if you're going to be near water and you want it to just remove really easily. I won't be today, so this should be just fine. I did get some on the eyelid, so I'll have to dust that off in a second. I always love to line my lips no matter what lip product I'm putting on top. So I'm just going to line the lips with a really pretty pink lip liner. This is from NYX. It's the lip pencil in the shade Peekaboo Neutral. So I'm going to line and then fill in the lips a little bit with this. I'm going to kind of like blend it in with my fingertips. And then I knew I wanted to wear one of the Milani Fruit Fetish lip oils. These are so good. I have 3, but I'm wanting one of the pink or red shades. I think I'm going to go with this one because it has a little bit of orange, which I think would look pretty with my blush. So this is the Strawberry Melon lip oil. And I'm just going to apply this all over. It tastes like summer. The formula is so juicy. I am loving these. Plus, I feel like it has a little bit of a pH adjusting situation. I just love the pink, almost stain that it leaves. I don't know. I don't know if it's, you know, similar to the Dior ones in that way, but I just love it. So we're basically done. This is basically it. I'm going to go in with a little more bronzer. We're going to assess the situation. I love how much blush we have though. I'm just going to take a little more bronzer to the forehead. And then I'm going to brush off the mascara marks, which are not removing very easily. Oh well, it's fine. And then to make sure that it lasts all day, even though it's like an everyday look, I do love to take the extra steps with the setting powder and the setting spray to make sure it really stays. So I'm going to go in with my Milani Make It Last setting spray and just spritz that all over. And then once it's almost dry, I'm going to take my sponge and just gently press the setting spray down into the skin. If you wanted to add highlighter, you could have done it right before setting spray. I skip highlighter a lot of the time during the daytime in the summer, again, because my natural oils are going to shine through. Also, this Milani blush has a bit of a sheen to it, so I just don't want to look greasy. I want to look fresh, so I skip the highlight, especially when I'm out in the sunshine because I feel like it's pretty obvious if there's something sparkly on my skin. And I think that it just looks fresh when you set it with setting spray. So that's what I prefer. I'm going to go in with my Milani brow gel. It's my favorite brow gel from the drugstore to set the brows. Okay, so that's it. That's my super easy, long-lasting, everyday look for summer. My favorite part is the lips, for sure. I think there's something so beautiful about the lip color. So if there's one thing to go pick up to add to your drugstore routine for summer, definitely try this if you have not tried it already. It's so good. And the blush. Either the cream one or the Milani one. I love these so much. So I hope you enjoyed seeing a really quick drugstore summer look. This is gonna last all day long. All the products that I used on the complexion I know last and I know work, which is why I'm so confident in sharing them with you. I have tried these, used them for months, years actually, some of them, and they're all incredible. Actually, I almost forgot, if you want to really make sure that you're matte in the T-zone, take my famous, it's not mine, but, and I shouldn't say it's famous, but to me, it's like an iconic trick to take the Rimmel Stay Matte powder after setting spray and just kind of dot this through the T-zone. It works miracles. It's the best. So don't forget that too if you're extra oily. So yeah, I would love to hear in the comments down below what staples you are loving from the drugstore right now for summer, so comment that down below. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for me today. I hope you all have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.